Hey everybody out there, my name is Dragnix, and this is Armed with Wings Rearmed. Lots of arms in that title there. Now, before I begin, I want to make sure you guys know, I got this key not from the developer, Captain Fluffy Muffin, who did a video on his channel, and I will go and link that right here. Did a video on it, and he had some extra keys. This was not the video that I was planning on doing for today, but due to some circumstances beyond my control regarding some things falling through, I sort of was scrambling for a video today, and so here it is. Now, it's a 2D action puzzle platformer that's going to early access. It's planning on being there 2 to 4 months. The dev wants to get some information out of it, get some advice, get some feedback on the game, and I plan on doing that in this dev letter at this point, because there is some interesting parts to this game, and it's definitely different from what I've seen in the puzzle platformer genre and the action genre before, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So, I'm going to continue. As you play through, you unlock more weapons and things like that. So, for example, you start with only one character, Lone Warrior. Really, you can't choose anybody else at this point, so keep that in mind. Now, you do unlock weapons, and so you start with a basic katana, and it looks like there are 3 stats here. There is, I believe, defense, strength in terms of, fighting, attack, and then I think that's supposed to be a speed. So I'm going to choose my splicer here. It's a defensive weapon. I'm also going to add some equipment here. I'm going to go with the now rolling combo, extended combo, as well as a speed charge. I'll get to that in a little bit, because I think it's showing some signs of early access regarding the game, but it's different because this is very much a puzzle platformer that is done all in one run. There's no continues. You do have 4 lives, but once you go out of those lives, you have to start from the level start again. Now, the idea here is that there's this war going on. You're part of the Rebel Alliance. The Rebel Alliance sort of, fails, and well, you're sort of caught between worlds at this point is the way that I'm, sort of taking the story at this point. It's not really ever explained. I'm assuming that will come along in time, but really, at the end, it just doesn't explain enough at this point, although I feel like that's going to change. All right, so level 1. Level 1 is basic. It basically teaches you the movement of the game. You have to do this every time, and I think that's where I want to talk about that a little bit. So, when you have a game where you're teaching mechanics and platforming and things like that, when you have to go and do those over again, it feels like very, very repetitive. In particular, this first portion, because you have to start on level 1 every single time, you end up doing this over and over again to the point where, yeah, you perfect it, but there's not a lot of variety to it, and you actually get sort of sick of it at this point. Now, as you saw there is no jump. You just sort of walk forward, left and right. I could also control my little falcon friend here and turn on this item in question so I can get through. All right, simple enough. We'll drop down here, get over to this area, and we'll have our first section of battles here. So, basic combos and striking with A. There is not a lot of variation early on in terms of the combat. In fact, it's very much a button masher of sorts. I say of sorts because you do have a dodge and you have a block. You do have some other skills like a down A attack, but when it comes down to it, it's all about timely dodges and timely attacks. In particular, enemies hit you pretty hard, and honestly, when it comes down to it, it's all about sort of luring the enemy over to you at that point and just not getting hit. Very much of a patient games. The enemy's sort of AI isn't seemingly that intelligent, so it's not going to really mess with you that much. I don't think I've actually ever been over here. Let's see if there's a secret over here or not. I don't think there is. Nah. You see, the thing is that you get levels like this, for example, where, okay, I'm walking. Okay, it's done. Is that a placeholder level? You see, that's the problem with early access games. It's really hard to understand what is there permanently and what's not. All right, now we're in a black, or not a white and black world, a black and white world. Again, similar combos as before. Again, simple enough. It starts to show after a while when you've got through your 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th run, where you're doing the same thing over and over again, and you're just feeling like, why am I doing this over again? What is the purpose for this? Now, I am getting a hand of combat, that's for sure, but I feel like there was a better way of doing this. Now, I will admit that it does have that sort of perfectionist run to it, where it's just like, can you squeeze a little bit more out of, like, you know, not taking damage at this certain part? Because there are parts where I feel like I'm taking damage no matter what, and I feel like I can do something different there, but I haven't figured it out what exactly I need to do yet. Alright, there we go. Alright, have our little friend here. Now, there is puzzle aspects, and usually they involve your bird. They're very simple puzzles, which, again, doesn't play the game to the strength of the platform, and especially when you're doing it repetitively. In fact, they feel more like sort of hazards that you got to deal with, and that's about it. They're not real puzzles. They're pretty simplistic in their nature. But I could see it does add a little bit of variation to the combat, or not combat, to the game. So I can see where they might have thought that it could have helped the game. I do think that there are... Oh boy, get close here, dodge and roll. As you can see, I do have a health bar and I do have a score meter. That score will be used afterward to unlock more items. So the more score you get, well, the better you are. Now, one thing to note is that with those enemies, where your combat your combat problems come is when you have multiple enemies and they're not like stacked on top of each other. Right, hold on, I gotta lure this guy over here to knock the switch off. So like when you have stagnated enemies, they end up like attacking like that, and you end up taking a little bit of damage. It's a matter of how do I get that back to sort of a normalcy. Now I do have a block, and if I'm patient enough, if I block, it looks like if I block at the right time, I will do a counterattack, which they never teach. Again, early access woes where it's that you're not teaching the player enough to know exactly what's going on. Now, I will say this. Things like this are interesting. So, first of all, I could take this rock and try to drop it on his head, and it seems like it does something at first, but really, I don't think it does. And the thing is that I'm not exactly sure. If I walk up here, he's going to attack me. So you could try to lure him in several ways. Like, there we go. See? Now, I don't know if that's the right way of doing it. It is seemingly not, because you're taking damage regardless. And obviously, in a game where even when you change levels, you keep the same life, it seems like there's got to be a way to deal with that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Block, block. There we go, there we go. In the face, please take my sword. Now you do see the dodge roll. I do like the animations though. I think the style is what this game's really strong point is. The black and white aesthetic for some games wouldn't work. Platformer genre, I've seen it a lot lately. A Squirrel Lost Light, I saw it with Limbo, Sim, but it does work here, especially with the strength of the animations. I feel like the animations really bring out the quality of the character model and the background and the attacks in question, so it does work. Okay, bam. There we go. Now, you'll notice that the combat is, again, where I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I feel like if their focus needs to be put on this game, it's the combat. The fact is that you're doing a lot of the same thing over and over again. You need a way to switch things up, whether it be different enemy types or really maybe like another combo or some kind of strategy to combat. The fact is that you're spending a majority of your time seemingly in combat. It's got to be the strength of your game, and I wonder if it wasn't the original intention, that it was more supposed to be like this, artistic vision, but I can't really quantify that with anything. Okay, there we go. Smash that. We're gonna get as far as I can in one run. Usually runs are very quick, which I will give the game credit for. It's very easy to pick up and play and do these again, over and over and over again. Now, I haven't lost a life, which is a good thing. Now that I've said that, I'm probably going to, especially when I got 3 enemies here, which all can stagnate. Once you do get a little bit of a handle of like all the enemy. Yep, that was bad timing on my part. You can seemingly stun lock one enemy. Now they will find sometimes a way like that to get through it. So I haven't really figured out what the prompt for that is. Whether I'm just interrupting their attack cycle and it doesn't reset, or if it's just sort of random at this point. Alright, come on, there we go. No. Like some extra moves would be appreciated here, especially with like, again, I'm facing the same guys over and over again. I would like a way to maybe control my opponents, maybe knock them back. Gotta pay more attention to that. Lost 2 lives on this section. I'm sort of disappointed in that. Alright, one more time. Alright, gonna focus on this, gonna do my best here. There we go. Okay, that worked out. Man, you take a lot of damage when you mess up. And I do like that about the game. I do like it, like it's like, okay, it's not gonna go easy on you. And I do like that portion, especially with the fact that with the life system in question, it makes you feel every hit. If the game was going for that sort of hard portion of it, it definitely worked in that sense. It is a game that a perfectionist or a completionist will probably enjoy. Now, I would like to see a little bit more, like, you see this, like, open area here, and you think, okay, maybe there's something, like, a secret around there. There are a lot of areas that seem to be, like, unpopulated or aren't doing anything specifically at the moment that I wonder exactly what their point was, like, if they're going to add something later on. Again, that's part of the perils of early access, where it's just like, I don't know if this is a placeholder or not, or if it's an obvious placeholder or not. So I would ask the dev to say, hey, look, you know, exactly what's going on here. Now, we do have a boss fight coming up right now. Get smacked by a seemingly a minotaur of some sort. I'm going to call him a minotaur. So he's going to do that attack, and then I can hit him once, 3, 4 times, and then he's going to be recovering. I can smack him with a big attack at that point. The problem again here is that, okay, he's got this spin attack. All right. 1, 2, and then again. Oh, he actually did something different this time. I'm surprised. Okay, so he takes 4 hits. So he's only got 2 basic attacks, and that again feels like there's a lot of repetition going on in this boss fight, which doesn't help it at all. The fact is, it's just like, okay, I need to do this again and again and again. And notice how he's trying to get me towards the spikes. He did a good job, apparently. That's the first time I've actually died to him. So, and like this, like, okay, what was the point of me doing this again? Like, I've already unlocked the puzzle. I've done it before. Why make me go through this? This seems pointless. This seems like an unfortunate, pointless point of doing this key section where there's no real hindrance. It's pretty straightforward. There's no reason for it. And I feel like it was added to just sort of maybe add to the level a little bit, to, like, you know, not just the boss fight, but I don't think it does a good job of it, though. Okay. This is going smooth as it... Okay, come on, Sean. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Now, usually I can get 4 hits on him. Maybe it's the weapon I'm using. That could be it. Usually this is the first time I've used this weapon on this run. So that could be the reason why I'm having trouble with this boss now. Smack. There we go. Knock him back. Because I need to knock him back a little bit. Alright, come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't have time for you. I'm not going to get a... Yeah, I'm going to get a full hit in. There we go. There we go. I think the boss fight in itself could use a little bit more variation. But if for a first try, I can see the efforts here. I do see the fact that, you know, where it went with the spikes portion, the fact of why they did it that way. I'm not going to go through this cutscene again. All right. Now you get like areas of hills on this, and with like the guys with the spears, that can be really deadly because they can hit you and you may not be able to hit them necessarily. From what I've seen, like I died a good amount of times right there because I didn't seem to get the angle that it wanted. Okay, there we go. Smack, smack, smack. Hit him again. Now I don't know why the timer resets in this case, and I knocked him back enough to deal with him. All right, this is where I have a little bit of design problems. There are enemies down there, and I can scout them out with this. But here's the thing. There's not a lot of places I can go and accurately drop because I don't have a jump. I either am going to do that or jump towards like off the ledge and right into another enemy. So it's very easy to take a lot of damage in that area unnecessarily, which in a game where, you know, health is obviously very, very important, sucks. I think enemy placement could be done a little better in several cases. Oh, whoa, okay, hello. That's, okay, there. No. Oh, okay, you're the first time I faced this enemy. There we go. There we go. So maybe I need to dodge that way, yeah. So there seems to be a good pattern in terms of like dealing with some of these enemy types, but you know, it may take you a little bit of time. It also doesn't help that you may face an enemy type for the first time in your rerun and then have to do it again, although you can play the level over again and really master it. I do like that portion of it. Halt with LT. Okay. Okay. Alright. What do you mean? Oh, I see. No, I don't see. What do you want me to do? I don't know what you want me to do here. I really am confused. Okay, I'm hitting LT, but that just brings me back to her. So, okay, I can dodge roll myself out of it. That's weird. Take care of... There's got to be a better way of doing that. I don't like this. Well, okay, I've hit my sort of limit for this time period. I hope the developer helps the developer in question to sort of go over some of my thoughts about the game. And, you know, it's an interesting concept, and I will keep on watching this game. That's for sure. I do want to see a little bit more improvement, especially in the combat, but there is something to the game, I will say, that I can see it work for, you know, future renditions of the game. Oh, God. All right, this is Dragnix signing out. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and, you know, keep on gaming. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have a chance, leave some feedback and comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button. This is Dragnix signing off, hoping that gaming brings as much fun to you as it does for me.